Hey, this is Drew Bennett from BenSpark.com, and I have another great toy review for you. Now, this toy, it's very low tech. It doesn't have any sounds. It doesn't have any moving parts unless you're moving them, kid-powered moving. It doesn't have motors. It doesn't have any of those things. You don't plug an iPod into it or anything like that. It's a good old-fashioned toy that is fun to play with, and I think your little boys, and I don't want to be sexist here, I really don't, are going to enjoy this because it combines two things that little boys love, and that is dinosaurs and construction vehicles. This is from the Dino Construction Company. It is a skid loader, Tyrannosaurus skid loader. See, it's got the movable head up and down, so we're going to take a big bite out of everything. Which works really well for the T-Rex because he's got the tiny little arms, and so with the skid loader, you know, you got that there. Movable tail. The treads move on it too, and they leave behind dinosaur tracks. So it's kid-powered. My son's going to help me with the review on this one. We're going to bring it to the beach and play in the sand with it. It is one of those type of toys that you can really, like, you know, it is a solid, heavily constructed toy. Really good plastic. Check this out. You could put any kind of like little figure in here. You know, it's got a big enough seat there. You could put some of your existing figures in there. You know, from anything really. I mean, you can throw a little G.I. Joe character in there. You can throw, you know, just generic characters in there. That's fine. This is anything that your imagination can do. You know, as far as your imagination can take you, you got this swinging tail. You can also slam down with the tail. We're going to see a lot of things that he'll do with that. And for, you know, an almost 2-year-old, he can really give it a good beating. And this toy can take it. It is solid. I saw this at Toy Fair at the Educational Insights booth, and I fell in love with it. There's 4 in the series. I want to say one's a Triceratops, which is a bulldozer. There is a, the other 2, I'm not sure. I think one's an Ankylosaurus and one's like what they used to call a Brontosaurus, but it's now got a different name. They don't call it a Brontosaurus anymore. But when I was growing up, it was called a Brontosaurus. But Brontosaurus doesn't exist, and Pluto's no longer a planet. So, hey. Alright. Anyway, check out the rest of this review. This is the Dino Construction Company. This is the T-Rex, nicknamed the Wrecker. And can't wait to show you more about it.
These colors are cute. Andrew, Sissy's playing with. Hey! Stop.
You can take a turn and then I'll get it back, right?
Okay, you can take a turn and then I'll get it back.
Okay, because he'll lose interest in it, and then he'll come back to it, and then he'll lose interest in it, and then he'll come back to it. See? Oh, he's getting more crayons.
Andrew says he doesn't want any more crayons. No, I want in the driver's seat. I'm gonna go get some. There.
Now, I certainly wanted my son to play with Wrecker, but my daughter had other plans. So, as you can see in the video, she kind of took him over. Even when he was at the beach, he just wasn't interested in playing with toys. He wanted to keep running into the water. So, you know, it's kind of tough with a 2-year-old, getting them to kind of do what you want. You won't be able to do that. But while playing with this, you know, we did play with it in the sand. I helped her a little bit, and we played. You know, what I found was this is a nice toy. You can bring it in the water, as you saw, bring it in the sand. You know, there is a little bit of sand in it still. I've rinsed it, I've washed it, I've done as much as I can, kind of get the sand out of the treads and everything like that. But, I mean, it's a solid toy. You're going to keep being able to play with this for a long, long time. I loved a lot about it. I really like this little cockpit here where the you can put any kind of driver. I love how it moves, how the jaws open and close, how it goes up and down. It's, you know, it's really cool. A lot of great functionality. The tail, you know, is very articulated. A lot of ways that you can go with that tail. The one thing that I wasn't as keen on is the treads. The only way that I could get the treads to actually leave tracks was to be in very wet sand, and it didn't really work that much. They're very tight, and the tread is a little thin. I'd like to see that thicker, or maybe the tracks thicker. That way, it's going to really grab on the sand or on the rug. It's thin enough that kind of the plastic bottom here hits the ground before the tread. So I do have a little bit of trouble pushing it along, and you know, the treads will move, but you've really got to be on a solid surface, probably like a really thin carpet. It would be good for that. But on the sand, I did have some trouble with it. I'd like to see this maybe a little bit looser, maybe the rubber a little bit thicker, but overall, a solid toy, a lot of fun. I'm going to be showing you Spike, Boom, and T-Top, the other 3 Dino Construction Company vehicles in the series. So be on the lookout for that, and check out Wrecker. You can find it at educationalinsights.com, where you can see all 4 of the Dino Construction Company toys. So this is Drew Bennett from benspark.com.